Oh man, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Man, I hope my face ain't too ashy. I just jumped out the shower. Didn't put no lotion on because I'm dark skinned player. I need I don't know. I'm trying to add Miss Chloe, but it ain't letting me add her. Well, it got that I done added her, but she's not showing up. For some reason, your thing off, Chloe. I got you on, but it ain't showing nothing. Y'all give us a second. Oh, my face do look ashy. I need to. I should have put some lotion on, but then I'm black. I be sweating like a motherfucker. Chloe, I got you on here. I guess I don't know if you got your camera. You might not have your camera on or something. You might have to add your camera. Yeah, we'll have this worked out in a minute. We ain't never had this problem. I don't know what's going on. And as y'all see, we started back practicing today. So I am getting back into kickball. And hey man, I actually had a ball at practice today. Um, what y'all seen was the end, right at the end, just a couple of minutes. But I have them back in shape real soon. Our season starts real soon. It's the day after my birthday, September the 18th. So they know that pressure is on them. We got to win that weekend. Like I'm interrupting my birthday plans, even though I didn't have none. But that's that's gonna be part of my that's gonna be part of my birthday present. So they better get a win. I'm gonna try not to show out, but okay. Um, Close as she should be on in a minute. But yeah, man, it was good. I got a few of my old players, my former players. I ain't gonna call them old, but people that done played with me a while, and some people that done played against me for a while. I remember when they got they start in 2013 in Starline kickball in my league in 2013. You know what I mean? This ain't but a couple of times I done teamed up with a couple of people. You know what I mean? Ever since my original coaching staff got tired of and started doing other things. I've been coaching by myself. You know what I mean? So um, one year I coached with Ronnie. Well, one season I coached with Ronnie. We won a championship. One season I coached with Munchie. Of course, we won a championship. Him and oh my man, goddamn, I forgot. Damn, I don't forgot his team name. We used to play against each other in ODC all the time. But me, him, and Munchie won a championship, I think, in 2019. And so I'm gonna see what me and Whoop that can come up with. You know what I mean? I'm some of his players. I've been watching them for a long time. Been playing against them a long time. It's good to play with Miss Sylvia and Shantae and Rogue. You know what I mean? I remember when they started as a softball team, but I remember when they started in kickball. So we will. I think we're trying to practice tomorrow too. We're gonna have to find a better field. I don't like all that grass. Yeah. excuse me, I don't like all the grass. So we got to get on some dirt so we can, because that's what we're gonna be playing on dirt. So once I find a proper field, what I mean. Everybody practicing. Well, I think it might be some teams that done fell off because it's fall season, but it'll be a lot of fields occupied everywhere. So we got to find the perfect practice spot. But it did feel good getting back out there. You know what I mean? They didn't complain one time. You know what I mean? And I know they were tired because they ain't ran like that in a minute. Even though I took it easy on them. Oh shit, Chloe's doing the same thing. It still ain't I don't know why she having problems, but today in the man cave, I told y'all I was gonna move the man cave. I decided on doing it on Tuesdays because Monday night football finna start. So I know y'all ain't gonna be studying me uh, on Monday when Monday night football is on, and then hell, I ain't gonna be studying y'all. I'm trying to look at the game my damn self. So the man cave will be on Tuesday. Also, comedian the Keys is gonna start being with me on Wednesday on the Comedy Chronicles. We're gonna talk about tomorrow one of the conversations we're gonna talk about is joke thieves. You know what I mean? I don't plan on calling out no names, but we will talk about some of the scenarios. You know what I mean? Now, if you can figure out who we're talking about, that's on you. You know what I mean? Now, whether he calls some names out or not, that's I don't know. But I don't get into trying to shame anybody. You know what I mean? Like I don't had a couple of people steal my jokes. You know what I mean? So I know how it is. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna get into that. We'll get on that tomorrow. Tonight, me and Chloe gonna talk about the changes that's going on in Decatur, man. And you know what I mean? There's a lot of changes going on in Decatur. You know what I mean? I know Atlanta, there's a lot of, Atlanta seeing some mega growth. I think they say 60, 65 or 68,000 more people either just moved here or in the process of moving here. You know what I mean? So the city's real busy. You know what I mean? And let me see why these folks texting me. I know it's probably about some kickball, y'all. Let me see. Why didn't you include me in on that practice? I told you your team on board. That's all I need to call this. Hey man, we gonna I'm gonna get back with y'all on that kickball shit, y'all. Like I know people. It's crazy because people want to practice. You know what I mean? Like I'm having a lot of players hitting me up just to come to practice. You know what I mean? I can get you some cardio work in, but you know what I mean. I'm not gonna teach you how I like to play, and you playing on and you playing for somebody else. You know what I mean? But shit, we might be on the same team. You know, I mean, playing against in the same league. You know what I mean? And hey man, and then well, since I done got back into kickball, I was filming videos and all this shit way back in the day, man. You know what I mean? So we will have the hottest kickball live or the kickball show. You know what I mean? I will do that. You know what I mean? I know they've tried to have a couple of shows, and you know what I mean? It just like first of all, we got to get a lot of shit organized in kickball. You know what I mean? So we will be having I dedicate a day of the week to kickball. since we'll be playing on Sundays, I don't know if it's gonna be Sunday night or maybe Monday during the day. I might do a Monday during the day. You know what I mean? Um, I'll be talking to a lot of league owners and all kind of shit, man. Trying to get some organization in this Atlanta kickball because we got too much talent in the city. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I was saying, me and Chloe gonna talk about old Decatur and new Decatur, man. Decatur, it's a lot of money coming through Decatur right now. You know what I mean? I was at Gresham Park football opening. Like I don't know what the hell going on, Chloe. I don't know what's going on with the thing with her coming on here. But yeah, it's a lot of money coming through Decatur right now, and I know at Gresham Park they finna expand Gresham Park. You know what I mean? They digging up all the baseball fields. They done redid the football field. They done redid a couple of they redid the big baseball field down at the bottom, and they finna do the two smaller fields up top. They already done dug them up. So and then they finna expand. You know what I mean? I remember when Gresham Park was down on Gresham Road, right down the corner. You know, I remember the old gym before they redid the new gym. I played when we played basketball at Gresham Park 40 years ago. We played in the old gym. You know what I mean? The gym where there was the out of bound was right there at the goddamn wall. You know what I mean? They had the real old school bench for the team. So you know what I mean. Gresham Park came a long way. I'm glad to see that, and I think the new starter of the Braves, you know what I mean, the young dude Michael Harris, he got his start at Gresham Park. You know what I mean. So I think the Braves don't put a lot of money into into Gresham Park, and there we go. There go Miss Chloe.
The hell going on with my laptop? So now I gotta be on my phone.
I'm saying
Y'all can just see me from the neck up, right?
yeah, we see them shoulders, we see the tattoo, we see that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure
Yeah,
that's
we see the furry pillow, we see it all. So
okay. Now I just want to make sure that's all y'all see.
yeah, hey, yeah, if he naked, I don't have that nigga walk across the
That's
tree now.
that's okay. Let's
Yeah,
rock.
he got to stay in the bedroom.
Let's rock and roll with nah. I'm tripping. I'm tripping.
There you go.
Okay, what's going on?
Hey man, I will. First of all, how you doing?
I'm
It's
good.
been a minute.
I'm good.
Okay. Hey man, you ain't got to be so short with me, player. You know
No,
what I
I'm
mean?
trying to figure. I'm frustrated because I don't know what's going on with my laptop.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey man, I caught you a couple of games out there playing kickball, so
You don't think that you?
yeah, I caught you. I caught a couple of games. I
Okay.
see you pitching and everything now.
You know, I've been pitching for a long time. That's I've been
Hey.
pitching since really. I've been pitching ever since Brew Cocktails was over with.
Oh, okay.
For the
You
most
know,
part, I've a couple of
it's
times
your
I've been on teams where I wasn't a pitcher, but for the most part, I've always been pitching.
hey man, it's your 10-year anniversary, Shawty. How I feel to be
No,
playing
right?
10 years later.
I know, right? And I wasn't supposed to be playing fall ball, but I done got talked into not only playing fall ball but playing co-ed. I'm like, God dang, but
Hell no.
it is what it is.
But that's good, man. Stay active, Shawty.
That's what I'm
Stay
trying to
active.
do.
Hey man, I see you trying to put a walking group together too, man. Hey, Shawty, I'm trying to get some folks out there.
Oh, you know what? We not. It's not. My group is not even a walking group. It's called Fit Ish, and it's all women. So it's not.
Oh
It's an
Lord.
elevated pass walking. We log in
Yeah. I'm
exercise.
glad. I'm trying to get them started with the walking before, because my thing is to get on them bikes. I want to get me a bike. You know what I mean? Ride them trails.
Baby, let me tell you something. When I say them bikes ain't no punk, I try.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I bought 3 bikes during when COVID first hit. I got out in my apartment complex. I rode to the end of the apartment complex and back. That was a mile. And I brought that bike in the house and I'm like, screw this.
Hey,
I'm like,
man.
I think we used to be on bikes when we were younger, popping wheelies, going up the wheel and
Oh
going up
yeah. We used to
every,
walk them bikes,
yeah.
ride that motherfucker, jack that bitch up and ride that bitch on one wheel. Go. We used to shout them say so. We used to start on Tyler Way. We'll take that right on Starline, go up Starline, and turn right on Hammersham with that bitch on one wheel.
I
Walking
can
that motherfucker,
I can do all that. My mom wouldn't let me go too far. So
man.
I could just go up the hill, ride down the hill. I couldn't go around the curve or anything like that. I was just up and down the hill.
Hey,
But
man.
baby, there was a hill. But one of my
Oh, yeah.
friends, Dominic Nixon, he's looking for me. He is looking for me a bike because he
Yeah.
wants me to join Pedal Pushers. That's his group. So
Okay.
I told him that I definitely am going to give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get him to come on here, man, tell him to come on here. Like, I'm trying to push health and wellness, and like that's why I'm trying to hook up with Jody. I don't have him on 2 of my lives when I be out there walking, and everybody know Jody Smith, the super trainer.
Oh, you talking about
Uh,
Gwen's
Glenn, yeah,
husband? Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. And he see me out there walking there all the time. He be out, hey man, you gotta come on here. And I'm like, look, you ain't finna kill me. No, I ain't gonna kill you. I know that what you say. I
No,
be
if you
seeing
want
you.
you
I'm
want
saying, I
somebody
know,
to
yeah,
really
I'm saying
push you,
he do a hell of a job though.
you
He
want
had them
somebody to
motherfuckers out there
push
working.
you,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
trainer.
Like that's what I'm trying to get my team to do during the winter to keep
Mm-hmm.
their ass in shape. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? And then they all be crying about they trying to lose weight. Okay, well here it is.
Well, I'm
This will
telling
keep
you,
your
my
ass in shape for the winter.
I walk, but I'm now more heavy into the weights
Yeah,
than
yeah. I went and got my weights out of storage the other day. So
mm-hmm,
I'm finna tone up too. Like I ain't
mm-hmm,
trying to get bulk, but I'm trying to tone up and see what I be trying to get people to understand. People think that if something happened and you have to run, that you can just take off and you ain't ran in 30, 40 years. Okay. You gonna run by 3 steps, start breathing hard and
right,
start right there walking. Hey man, this shit is not a game, man.
right.
You got
It, it,
and I
it
try
takes
to tell them walking is the easiest thing to do because you got to do it. You don't have a choice but to walk.
not only that, but
So
it's the cheapest thing that you can do. It's the
right,
cheapest thing that you can invest in your health is
right,
walking.
right. And see, Chester told me that he want me to do some 5Ks. You know what I mean? And he said, I
Mm-hmm,
think he said it's like 3.5 miles or some shit.
mm-hmm,
And I'm like, oh shit, Pimp, I walk 3 miles a day, so that's cool. But we gotta have somebody at that finish line now. Nigga, you gotta remember if we walk 3.5 miles, nigga, we gotta go back 3.5 miles to get them calls. So that's
Well, it
7 miles, man.
depends on when you do. A lot of times when you do those, depending on where you are, you usually you end where you start.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying if it's like that, I'm cool. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah, if it's
you
like that, I'm
usually
cool.
end where you start.
Yeah, I told him, nigga, I ain't scared. Like I've been out in Lawrenceville, and I always see Alexander Park. They got 2 nice big trails out there, and I was like, yo, stop right there one day.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped out there yesterday and today, and I think, hey, they got some nice little trails out there. I'm like, shit. So that's my thing. Once I get a group together, I want to start going to different trails. Like, shit, we ain't got to just always come to one spot. Let's go different places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to get, like, it's crazy because when I was younger, I was the thug, the nigga in the streets and all that shit. And since that shit done became so cool, I'm totally opposite. Like I like black love and bringing people together, and you know what I mean? Because I see where this shit going, man. This shit this shit crazy out here. So this shit is crazy out here.
It definitely is. I've gotten to where, to be quite honest, a lot of times I don't watch the news on purpose. I don't. I limit, even though I'm on social media, I limit a lot of what, because when you take that stuff in, it
Yeah,
really affects you.
yeah,
Unless it affects my family directly, or it's something that's going on around me. To be quite honest, I'm on a need to know basis,
yeah, yeah.
because a lot of the crime and everything that's going on, me knowing about it, only thing it does is it stresses me out.
Yeah.
So unless it's something that's happening in my neighborhood or something that's really important that I need to know about, I purposely choose to be ignorant to it.
Right. Like me, I have to look at like the first 5 or 6 minutes just to see, make sure ain't none of this shit right at my door. You know what I mean? But I don't let it affect me. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, hey man, I've been shot. I did my thing, man. I've been running these streets for a long ass time. So, but it ain't no value in shit no more. Like
Right.
people don't value money, family, life. They like love. They don't value shit. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And that shit is crazy, man. And I feel sorry for the kids
I do.
because
And the
it's
thing is that they're so immune to so much
yeah,
that is going
yeah,
on. It doesn't even, it affects us more than it affects them, and that's the scary part about it, is that
yep,
it there
yep,
is, they're so oblivious. Whenever we would have things happen when we was in high school, they would have the counselors up there and stuff like that.
yeah.
Now these kids, even though they offer the counselors, the kids are just, you know somebody is shot and killed today, in
Right. I mean, it's becoming the
2 days
norm.
from now they fine.
Yeah, and that it's becoming the norm.
Hmm.
Like we becoming desensitized to everything, man. And oh man, this shit it's sad to me
It is, it's
because
scary.
I know like I can. That's why I love to talk to older people because we done seen some shit in our 50 years.
Hmm.
Just think about what they done seen in they 70 and they 80, 90 years.
Hmm.
And I'm like, man, that should be amazing to me, man. I can kids and old people I can talk to
Hmm.
all day. Cause
Hmm.
kids don't give a fuck, old people don't give a fuck. They gonna
Hmm.
say exactly what's on their mind. They don't care nothing about no feelings. They ain't trying to sugarcoat shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but these motherfuckers in the middle, hey man, I don't. That it's a lost cause, man. And I hate to say it, it's it's a
It
lost cause, man.
hopefully eventually we're not too far gone. I try to believe that we're not too far gone, but as the world is evolving, it's just it's so funny, because my mom the other day, she was, we've been hearing about living in the last days since we
Oh
were
yeah,
we were babies.
oh yeah.
Nobody knows when the end of
Nah,
days is
man.
gonna come. So whenever I hear
Nah.
people say we're living in the last days because this is going on, trust and believe the world gonna go on for a lot longer, in my
Oh yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
So it's
And
only going to, as we get older, it's gonna appear that things are just getting worse. But at the same time, social media and the access to social media and the access to everything that is going on in life, um, makes it a lot more worse. And so
yeah,
I
yeah,
try as hard as I can every day to look for the good more so
right,
than focus on the bad. Because if I focus on the bad, it makes me anxious. I can't sleep at night. It stressed me out. I just try my best to focus as best as I can. Find some good in the day. Find more
right,
good in the day than bad.
right. Like me, that's why I'm getting back into the shit that I enjoyed so much. Like, hey man, like that's where I get my peace at. You know what I mean? Entertainment and kickball,
Mm-hmm.
comedy and kickball. That's where I get my peace at. Like, I remember when my baby mama passed out, I had like 4 minutes before I had to go get on stage, and I had one of the best shows I ever had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I always find peace in making other people get joy or making other people laugh, or like I get so much joy just teaching kickball, just watching people learn. And that's why whenever I needed other players, I never went and got the players that jump from team to team. I always go get brand new players that didn't know how to play at all, because I love people, watching people growth and have my influence. Like, man, I got like, shout out, I don't influence so many people around this motherfucking country on some real shit. Like, I got some real relationships out of town, 20, 25-year relationships out of town, like I have here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at one of my partners in Houston. Her son, he had Texas A&M All-American. And I'm like, I've been knowing him since he was about 9. I'm like, that's the shit that brings me joy, man. Watching kids grow. And like I told my kickball players, y'all daughters and sons should be playing now. Like, y'all, the game shouldn't be over because y'all done got older. Shit, y'all should be getting ready to coach or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, keep it going, man. Don't let the shit die down. Because all the work that we put in, now they're getting the benefits of it. Like, this shit done got on ESPN.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
that shit came from all the work that everybody done put in over the years.
We went up there. It was pretty cool. As a matter of fact, we're going to Gatlinburg the end of this month, because I just be going just to. I've been making it a vacation for me. Right. But we're going to Gatlinburg the end of this month, and then I'm still debating whether I want to go to Orlando, because that's right around my birthday, and I'm not sure if I want to be doing kickball stuff for my birthday. But yeah, it's I have a feeling that eventually it's going to be. I still meet a lot of people who are like, kickball, and they're associated with elementary school. Matter of fact, one of my HR generalist at my job, she's supposed to start practice like this week. And I'm like, I said, baby, I said, please be prepared. Because she knew that whenever I first started working there, and then, kickball season started and I started practicing, I would come in and I could barely walk. I could barely move. I was in so much pain. And she was looking, she was like, is it that serious? I said, yes, baby. I said, I hadn't really been playing kickball. And when she told me, I think it's been about a month ago that she had signed up for it, I said, expect for the first 6 weeks your body to be in total shock. I'm like, it's not going to be, you just going to be sore for, a couple of days after your first practice. I said, you're going to be sore from one practice to the other. It's going to take you about 6 weeks for your body to adjust. By the time the season is halfway over, that's whenever you'll start adjusting to it. You're going to either love it, or, a lot of people get involved because they think it's cute, or they think it, this will be fun, but they don't realize how serious, it is, especially as an adult playing versus being a child.
Like, I started that, coach, our first day of practice was a day, and it was a little light day. And when I say them motherfuckers out there,
where y'all was practicing at? You know what?
The Cab Memorial.
Huh?
The Cab Memorial. Like, I gotta find another good spot to
practice,
because it's all grass. You know what I mean? So I didn't really try to kill them.
The last place that I practiced with you at, I actually, because I was doing our practice got canceled today because the field, the team that I'm playing for, we practice out in Conyers, and so the Legion's field was still wet, and they didn't, something about the kids baseball or whatever, so they didn't want us to practice on the field, mess it up to mess it up or whatever you needed to try. Right. So kickball was canceled. So I was on Instacart, and I ended up turning around in the parking lot. I went the wrong way and went the opposite way and looked over there, and it was the field where we practiced at the last time I played for you.
And where you was at?
What school is that?
Over. I'm saying, where you was at?
I live up here by Grant Park.
Oh, that was King Middle School.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I turned around and I looked down. I said, okay. I said that's where we used to practice there before.
Oh yeah, like I'm sure I went all the way back to what's the name, man? God damn it, what's the damn Phoenix? I went all the way back to Phoenix the other day, but
Well,
it be some football teams out there.
I like I said, I stay right around the corner. It's
Right.
matter of fact, where I stay at, it's two fields over there that will be great for kickball practice.
Shit, what I need a good field. Where is that?
Name of this street. What's the name of this darn street over here on the side? I'll think of it in a minute. But after you pass my part, when you come in, if you get off at Boulevard and you start going down the hill, like you're getting ready to go up the hill to Custer Avenue, go towards the prison, it's a street that's right here on your right hand side, and it's got two fields over there that is perfect for kickball.
Where they used to play soccer at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I don't never see nobody over there. Sometimes I see people over there walking dogs, but I haven't seen early in the summertime I did see some people over there, but lately I haven't seen anybody.
Yeah. And then I think I'm gonna have some boot camps because a lot of people they want to practice with me, but they play on other teams. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind getting you in shape, but I ain't finna teach you none of my shit. And then you go and use the shit against me. Hell no. But I don't mind working them out. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna do a boot camp. So like everybody be want me to do this shit. Okay, well, you gonna have to pay a little something, but it can get done. Like my time is valuable. I don't have no more free time for everybody. Like I dedicated so much time to kickball, and I was hated for it. Now they miss me. You know what I mean? Because I ain't no excitement in the game no more. You know what I mean? So I don't mind coming back, but it's trying to get this shit organized, man. Because the game finna go to some big levels. You know what I mean? I would hate to see us miss out on a lot of shit because we ain't organized.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And people coming down here from other cities taking over, doing all this shit, and they're like, "Come on, man, we got too much talent in the city. Mm-hmm. Like we should really have about 8 to 10 real tournament teams out there making some real noise." You know what I mean? And like I said, it's time to get this shit organized, man. So, but hey, man, let's talk about old Decatur and new Decatur, man.
Baby, let me tell you something. I've been trying to tell people for years that when I say this is crazy, this is I'm not gonna say it's crazy because me personally, I don't have an issue with it. You know,
Right.
of course, sitting and talking to my mom. My mom has major issues with it because she always talk about the whites, the whites, the whites, right. The whites. But you know, just like I told somebody, just like I've been saying to a lot of people, I hear a lot of people, even people that we grew up with, say, you know, the white people don't move in, they're pushing the black people out, they're pushing us out, and they're pushing the older people out, and blah, 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 blah. But you could ask those same people when the last time they dipped through the hood. And, you know, before this conversation came up, a lot of them were real quick to say, I ain't been inside the Cal Mall in 10 years. And, you know, I ain't been over there and I wouldn't go over there. So you have a problem with the hood. You're too good for the hood. But now that you see how gentrification has come and taken place in the hood, you have much to say. You gave up your right to say anything about what goes on in the hood whenever you smugly left the hood because you were too good for the hood.
I mean, but my thing is stop running shit down and you won't leave.
Right.
Like if you stop running down your property value, you wouldn't want to leave.
And see that here's my thing, you know, whenever we moved over off, you know, where my mom stays, that was 73, 74. And we moved from Fourth Ward downtown. When we moved over there, there were some still, some white people in the neighborhood. A lot of people don't even remember Gordon had some white people.
Oh
Even
yeah,
he
yeah,
still had some white people.
yeah. God used to be all white.
Yeah. So white flight took place in the late 60s, early 70s, because we started moving to the suburbs and we started moving into the neighborhood. And the white people decided to move to Alpharetta,
Yeah,
Conyers, Norcross. A lot
yeah,
of people even realize that a lot of these places, like a lot of people didn't even know that Lithonia was at one time, it's a lot of black roots in Lithonia, just
yeah,
like Scottsdale and all of that.
yeah,
So we decided we want to, and I hope I don't offend anybody, we want to chase white people by coming to where we live now. And they
hmm,
left.
hmm,
So when they left and we started getting a little money in the 80s, the 90s and stuff, what did we do? We went chasing behind them again.
yeah,
Then we went to Norcross, we went to
yeah,
Alpharetta, we went to
yeah,
Stockbridge, we went to McDonough, we went to Douglasville, Powder Springs. We went again, want a newer house, a bigger house. We want to live in a
yeah,
subdivision. We want all these amenities. We want a HOA. We wanted all this stuff. We wanted better schools for our children instead of making our schools better where they are. So you moved out here because you claim you want better schools for your children, but your children ain't doing no better out there
right,
than they were doing here.
right.
Your
Shit,
children
they fucking
now have
up right
kids.
there.
Your kids now have to compete with white students for a high GPA, which is affecting them getting scholarships. If you would have stayed at McNair, you would have had a 4.0, a 3.89, and you could have gotten more scholarships. But now your scholarships are competing with the students in Alpharetta. Nonetheless, it's up to you, and it's also up to your child to make sure that they get the best education that they can. Because just because they go to Norcross does not mean that they're going to get a better education or they're going to do any better.
Right,
But
right.
like I said, we chased behind them. We wanted to say that, I live here and I live there and all this other stuff. So that's what you chose to do. You
Right.
chose to sell your mom's house. You chose to sell your grandparents' house. The houses were paid for. Somebody came along and said they'll offer you $120,000. As Black folks, we think that's some major money. So
Yep.
we sold it, and it was probably gone within a year. We sold it.
Yep.
We bought a bigger, better house. So now that the people who are moving in our neighborhoods now are not from here. They're
Right.
from up
New
north.
York
They're
and
from
goddamn
New York.
LA.
They're from California. They're from those places. So a lot of people work virtually. So
Right.
I'm making $300,000 living in LA, but I'm
Right.
living in Atlanta. But
Yeah.
I'm getting paid LA money.
Yeah.
And if I'm from New York and I'm paying $2,500 for 600 square feet, and I can come down here and get this, and this,
Yeah.
then that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people say, well, they're pushing the Black people out of the neighborhood. They're pushing with the taxes increase, the taxes are going up, they can't afford the taxes. Why did you purchase a home? You purchased a home for it to appreciate. Now it's appreciating, and you got a problem with that. So what do you want? Do you want to purchase a home because it is an investment for your future, or do you want to purchase a home and it still 20 years from now is worth the same amount it was whenever you purchased it?
Right.
What do you want?
Well, I don't think that a lot of black people understand how shit works.
I
You
think
know what I
I
mean?
think I think they do. I just don't think that they
Now,
really.
I'm saying that they might know about it, but I don't think a lot of them comprehend
I
on
think
how
that they.
how
I
shit
don't think that
works.
they want to, Tim. I mean, I think of Black. I think that a lot of people want to piss and moan and bitch, and a lot of
Oh
people
yeah,
want to
yeah, yeah,
regurgitate.
yeah.
A lot of people want to
Oh yeah.
regurgitate what they hear
Right,
instead of applying common sense to certain
right.
things.
Like, no, what I'm saying, like, white people. One thing I like about white people, and I love being black, but one thing I like about white people, they got they shit organized. Like this was they plan when they seen us coming in. Because on my birth certificate, because I moved to Decatur when I was a year old, and when I looked at my birth certificate, it had Sales Avenue. And one day, me and my dad was riding, and I said, "Hey, cat, I always noticed." I said, "Only thing I ever knew about was Decatur, but I always knew that y'all said we moved there when I was a year old." So I look at my birth certificate. Where is Sales Avenue? I don't know shit about no
What
Sales
is Sales
Avenue.
Avenue over by the penitentiary?
No, over by Morris Brown Stadium.
Okay. Okay.
It's right across the street from Morris Brown Stadium. And look, when we
I
went
know
over, this was probably about 10 years ago. When we went over there, we the apartment was still there. My dad, cause we just so happened to be over there. I don't forget where the hell we were coming from, but we just happened to be over there. He said, "Man, that was Sales Avenue right there." And I said, "Hold on, this it?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Take a right there. Let's go down here and see the apartment still down there." And we went down there, and they were fixed in, but they were still down there.
Yeah.
He
Somebody
was
done
like,
bought
"Man,
it.
that's what we stayed at." I was like, "Hell no!" And we were the first ones to move in over there on Starline. We were the first black people over there. Then Miss Mary and them that stayed right across the street from us, they came right after we did. But it was all white. And then at one of the reunions, at Garden reunions a couple of years ago, some of the white people came. And they said they was like there in 66, 65, because I
If you
think the
go on
first black people came
classmates.com,
in
they
67.
communicate. They
Yeah, I'm saying I
communicate.
think the first black people came to Garden in 67. And
If
matter of
you
fact, when I was driving Uber, I picked up one of the girl, well, she's a lady now, but one of the people that was part of the first group of blacks that went to Garden. And she was like, "Man, that shit was rough as hell," because I think a lot of them came from East Atlanta and the Meadows, and they went to Garden. I think that's where they got the first one. So some shit she would tell me, I was like, "Hell no." She said, "Man, when I say that shit was rough," because she said her sister stayed there, but she ended up going somewhere else. And she said it was so bad that her sister was the best basketball player on the team. And back then, the singles always became the captains. But by her being black, and when she was a senior, they wouldn't let her be a captain anyway. So they ended up leaving. But she said her sister, and I think her sister ended up dating the first black football player there. And when I seen him, I was like, "Damn." He was like, "Man, on the first black football player God never had." I was like, "Hell no."
Right.
Like I be fascinated by all that shit, man, because I'm like, because see, I talked last week. I talked about our class. Like, I feel like we got a very unique class, man. Because like the class of '88, God say we ain't part of God because God closed in '87.
I know it's like we
Walker do
got
their
we got
class
caught in
like
the
that too.
pocket. We got caught in the pocket, and it's so
Yeah, yeah,
crazy because
yeah.
it's like you kind of figure don't know where you fit in.
Right.
It's of course I never went over to McNair. I was at open campus. I didn't even want to go to McNair. But yeah, it's like even whenever I see like Dominic planning stuff for the class of '88, it's like I wonder how many people from that actually came from Gordon participates versus the people that were already in Walker.
But see what I did this year, it was like 5 of us there. It was me, Tito, Kavanaugh, um, Arnita Lane, Derek Gervin. It was one
Did
more.
Bobo come?
They came later. But see what I did, I took a picture with the people that came from God. I say, look, I said, I just need the people from God. I say, I guarantee if I put this picture on Facebook, some more I'm gonna end up coming. I say, and I said that it's crazy how it's been almost 37, 38 years, and we still don't come together as a class. And
well, I don't even be knowing what be going on.
now Tito called me, and I thought he was talking about the guard reunion. I didn't know he
I
was
didn't
on the
even know
board
Gordon had a
for
reunion.
Mac now. Yeah, you
I
know,
didn't even
guards.
know.
You know, they had a big thing with all the
I
classes.
know, but I didn't know any. I missed. I didn't see anything. But of course,
But no, I didn't go this
I
year
don't really be
because
in the
I
groups and
thought.
stuff, so I didn't know that they were having a reunion. They had the week before. I had no, and then even with McNair, I knew about McNair's reunion just talking talking to Dominic.
Right, right. And then, like I tell people, I went to Briarcliff too, so they still consider me a part of their class. And then Briarcliff and Drew Hill combined the same year. And I know the people at Briarcliff, hey, we still claim Briarcliff. They might have graduated from Drew Hill, but we still claim Briarcliff. And then it's crazy because they invite me to the Drew Hill reunion. I'd be like, Pip, I never went to Drew Hill. They be like, Black, you sure? Nigga, I never went to Drew Hill. I just used to be in class. I used to walk down halls because we done got out at the camp. And I stopped at Drew Hill on my way to the crib because, you know, all my boys up there. So I go walking through the school like I'm in class.
I'm trying to remember. It's somebody that I see whenever I be doing Instacart that work at a grocery store that we went to Briarcliff with, and I can't remember who it is.
They work well.
I see them at the grocery store or they work at the grocery store. I think I see them at the grocery store.
The
Huh?
The Cal Farmer Market.
It's got to be. It's got to be like Publix. It's got to be like Publix Progress or somewhere like that. I'm not sure who it is. Whenever I think of it, I'll text you and let you know who it is.
Yeah, I been saying that here in Florida if it was the Cal Farmer Market. I know he was doing security out there.
I usually see Eric about once a year somewhere.
Oh yeah, he's still crazy too. And he had the stories for your ass.
Yeah, I'm sure he do have the stories for your ass.
Well, he's always had some amazing stories.
Yeah, he has some astronomical stories. He definitely does.
Yeah, that's fine, dude.
But yeah, the neighborhood is just, you know, like I had posted the other week, someone, you know, then I got my mama's nerves so bad. If it's not a number that she doesn't know, she's not gonna answer. You know, my mom.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way.
They go to texting me and calling me and stuff like that. And you know, just a little over a year ago, they were offering like $160,000 for my mom's house, and then we get a check in the mail a couple of weeks ago, and it was for $289,000. So you know, if you're offering $289,000, closing 5 days, no closing costs, no inspection, then if they're selling it for $289, you know it's worth more than that. It ain't no telling, you know, what's it gonna be.
Like I still want our house. I would love, man. I would do anything to have that goddamn house back. But black people don't realize when you run your property value down, and that's all they done did. They tricked us into moving out, like you said, out into the suburbs. And
they didn't trick us. I'm
saying they made it look like that's the thing to do. That's what I'm saying. They know every time we come up, I ain't gonna say all us, but some of us gonna try to be like them. They know that.
So ain't no tricking.
I'm saying they had a plan. Like they let them tear the inner city up, and goddamn, okay, when y'all tear the inner city up, we gonna come back and get it for cheap, and then we just gonna goddamn redo it and price you out of it.
That's something I don't agree with. I don't agree with them plotting, because the whole time they've been running from us. It's us who feel like white is right or white is better.
That's what I'm saying.
That's our mentality. But I don't even think that their thought process is that we were gonna come back. We're gonna come back. I just really think whenever, because you know, I deliver groceries. You know, I used to drive Lyft and stuff like that. And whenever I would talk to the people in these neighborhoods, most of them weren't from here. So they don't even know you know, they would buy houses that's in the hood, and what we consider the hood is run down is gravy for them compared
Yeah,
to where they
that's
came
what I'm
from.
saying. Yeah, so they
But
gonna get it for little men.
but you know, one thing me personally, as someone who still has ownership in the hood, I'm glad that the property value is going up. I'm glad about the
Yeah,
improvements that
yeah.
they made. They just put a Lidl over there on Memorial Drive. You know, all the things that they're doing to bring, you know, the property value up. The
I mean,
neighborhood, just like even with the neighborhood watches and stuff, you know, they would try and organize neighborhood watches, and because we used to meet down at Scott at the recreation center, and then it's like it's just like with PTA. You got a whole neighborhood, but only maybe 5 people show up. But then when white people move into the neighborhood and they organize a neighborhood watch or whatever to start discussing HOA, all of them show up. So is
oh
it
yeah,
them? Is it us? Is it them or is it us?
yeah.
Because
I
we
mean,
had the same
we need some
opportunity.
organization. We don't have no organization.
Right. So, but
We
the
don't
thing
have no
is that we don't have an
organization.
organization, but then we also, like I said, we always want to complain. You
Yeah.
talking about, the property taxes on jump to my property taxes on jump to grandma property taxes on jump to $3,000, but you got a $1,600 phone on your hip. You dress head to toe in
Oh
$800
yeah.
worth of
Oh yeah.
clothes,
Our
jewelry, and
priorities
shoes.
all fucked up now.
So it's like, if
Yeah, our priorities all fucked up.
so you mean to tell me, um, 10 of the kids or 10 of the grandkids or 5 of the kids and 10 of the grandkids can't get together and everybody throw in $100 to pay grandma taxes? Because that's the family
Yep.
home.
Yep. And I think every family needs one. I hate my mama and them family sold the house that they parents had down in Good Hope, Georgia. Like I would love to have a house down in the country. I
Mm-hmm.
would, man. So like I'm into growing my own food and everything. So I'm dead ass serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I want to raise my own food. I don't want to be a farmer. I hire somebody to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but I damn sure want to grow my own food because that's where all the bullshit coming from. All these diseases, man. They hiding it in the food.
Right,
People don't
right,
realize.
right, right. All the cancers and stuff, and
Yeah.
all the cancers and stuff is coming from all the pesticides and everything that they're putting in the foods.
Miss Laronda said, not all, I'm not saying all blacks want to run behind whites, but I just think blacks have a goal to work towards and they aim for it. I've never cared about looks. I own 2 houses that I work hard for and okay with it. Yeah, I mean, Shawty, if that's because you understand. You know what I mean? Everybody don't understand. Like if they did, they wouldn't even run the property value down at the places they got.
Right.
Like you go to people's houses now, they work hard as hell now. They paying a lot of money now. But if you go inside that motherfucking
It
house,
looks it.
it's a trash.
Let me tell you who I just had this conversation with today. Who called? He always called. He called me when I had discussions on Facebook. He always called me, sis. I mean, it makes it bad when he called me. He don't even say hey. He don't even introduce the question. He just jumped right into the conversation. I already know what he's talking about. You know, Wes.
Mm-mm.
You don't know Wes when to go on? Used to ride up and down
Black Wesley.
Anthony West. West, I think
No.
West might have already had graduated from Gordon.
Yeah, I didn't get out of 85.
Yeah, he might have already. He used to go with Lisa Cantrell, but yeah, West. He drive trucks, but West hit me up and just be like, sis, and just start talking. But that's exactly what we was talking about today. Is that a lot of them want to move. They want to this big house and all this other stuff, but then they can't afford to maintain it. Or you go and you look on the side of the house. Yeah, you living in a $300,000 house, and it's got the community pool and it's got all sorts of. But when you look on the inside, you still got a hood mentality.
Yep.
It still look like the hood inside your house, or you don't went and moved into a $300,000 house, but you don't like the HOA because that means you can't park on your grass. That means that you can't paint your house lime green. That means that you can't do whatever you want to do. You can't have cars parked, broke down cars in the driveway, broke down cars in the back of the house. You can't, you're not supposed to do all that. So you might have moved away from the hood and think you're better, but you still got the same hood mentality. It still look the inside of your house look a mess.
Right. And I don't understand, like, when do you grow up and realize that you need to take care of your shit? Like, I don't get it, man. And like I say, I feel sorry for the kids, because as a child, you look to your parents to guide you through life. And a lot of these parents, like, y'all act like y'all don't know shit. You know what I mean? It's sad, man. Hey, man, this shit crazy, man.
You know who I got mad love for, though? Who? The Graves, the Candy Lady, because they still got their house, and then I think the youngest son got a house across the street.
Hold on, to our old Candy Lady in the neighborhood back in the day.
Well, not your neighborhood, but the Graves, our Candy Lady. I don't know if you remember them from Gordon, but they lived on they really lived on Trailwood. And so we used to always leave Leslie Still and go to the Candy Lady. So they're still there. But they still own that. The family still owns that house. And then the youngest son bought a house across the street. So it's still some people that, just like Doobie. Doobie still lives in his grandparents' old house on our street. Alvin Thomas, who's called Boogie. Alvin went to Briarcliff.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alvin still live. His mom and daddy stay down the street. He still live on the street. It's still a few people that's still in the neighborhood.
Barton still got their house. My cousin Charlene, they still got their house over off Brentwood, over there behind Hamersham and all that. I think Charles
Huh?
Yeah. I know that. I look at that house every time I ride.
You know why I be looking at the house like I'm gonna
I look at that one every time I ride
outside. Right. Like this, like like I'm gonna see them outside in the yard.
That is funny.
But yeah, I don't have an issue with anybody deciding they want to move out the neighborhood, move somewhere else. That's your choice. Right. But don't dog out the situation when you made that was your choice.
Yeah.
So now that other people, you can't determine who moves into the neighborhood. You can't decide just because you decide to move out of the neighborhood. You gave up your right to really have any say so about what goes on in the neighborhood whenever that's my biggest thing. You gave up the right.
But then, like, I don't get it, man. What I remember DeKalb County, Decatur wasn't the hood. Like, DeKalb County used to be the second richest county in the nation.
But if you dated the guys in Atlanta, felt like if you dated a girl from Decatur, she was bougie. We was considered because we didn't have all the projects we had. Even East Lake Meadows really wasn't.
It wasn't considered DeKalb County, but it was on the line. Everybody, it was on the line.
Yeah, we had the OPs, the old projects over there. In Decatur. That's what we had.
Yeah, in the city of Decatur. Yeah,
right. But
the only thing that DeKalb County really had was probably Toby Grant in Scottsdale. That's
right.
You know what I mean? That's about the only projects we had back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we had some apartments that when shit, but the projects, man. That was when motherfuckers got some money, they left Atlanta to come to Decatur.
Right.
That's what motherfuckers did.
The apartments, do you know that even what used to be Green Isles, Glen Hollow, all of that.
Glen Hollow, yeah.
Do you know how much a 1-bedroom costs over there now?
Oh yeah.
$1,200 for a 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it is at the old Misty Waters or whatever, but everything is crazy expensive.
Yeah, like this shit getting like LA, and I told everybody they
like New York.
I'm saying get like LA and New York, because a lot of LA and New York people are moving here, and then we shooting more movies and TV shows here than they shooting in LA and New York now. I think they said last I heard it was like 63, 65 or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then they building studios everywhere.
Right.
Like they knocking down everything and they building studios everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So they done made this motherfucker the Hollywood of the South. And like they you should have seen all this shit going on when all the athletes and celebrities, if they don't live here, they got a house here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
you know
Then
when the
when
face
you
went,
seen Walmart coming to Gresham Road, like nigga, they got a plan. Walmart
mm-hmm.
ain't just coming to Gresham Road. Gresham Road was ran down back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When
Mm-hmm.
you seen them redo Gresham Plaza and redo all them Sharon Showcase and all, when they redid that plaza, hey man, you should know something coming.
Mm-hmm.
It,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a rocket. It shouldn't take a rocket science to see that shit coming, especially when you see a Walmart coming in near you, pimp. You already know they finna start
But
changing shit around.
we'd be so excited to see this stuff that we don't. Only thing we know is we excited to see it. We don't
Yeah,
think of long term.
right.
What does this mean?
That's right.
And the thing is that once you saw that stuff coming, um, you should have known that the property value was about to go up.
Yep.
And the crazy part about it is that, a lot of people who have, even within the last 2 years, a lot of people have sold their houses that they owned in our neighborhood to buy, bigger houses here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because of, the housing market or whatever. But the crazy part about it is that so many people are right now house poor. So many people
Mm-hmm.
are so upside down the value of the
Yep.
house that they purchased because they've paid $75,000, $100,000 over the true value of the house because they went
Yep.
into their 401ks. They cashed in their
Yep.
401ks to pay the difference. It's going to take them a while for that house to appreciate enough for them to even turn a
Yep.
profit. They're gonna have to
Right.
stay in the house
Right.
long versus if you had kept the house that you were in, it was already two, three, $400,000. You are
Yeah.
that was $400,000 that you had right there in
Right.
the house.
Yeah.
If, so like with me, my thought process is I would pull some equity out of the house
That's
and fix
right.
up the house.
That's what it's
Even
for.
if I chose not to stay in the house, it's
Right.
going to be an Airbnb, someone just
That's
like
right.
before, traveling nurses,
That's right.
whatever.
Yeah. Hey man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like black people don't get it, man.
We
Like
live, we live
when
for, we live for the here and now. We live
yeah,
for
yeah,
self
yeah.
gratification. We live for, like me and Wes was having this conversation today. He was like, why can't 20 of you people who are semi-successful, or let's say you're making, 20 of my friends, we're all making $100,000 a year. Why can't 20 of us put $200 in an investment account and purchase property
Yeah.
or purchase a business or
Right.
something like that? Because I hate to say it, whenever it comes to us, we can't see past that.
Right. Let me tell you something, man. I brought this idea to a homeboy of mine, and I was talking to them. It was like three or four of us, and I was telling them, "Hey, pimp, let's get some property. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's go in buy some little cheap land and shit, and just hold on to it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Build something on it or something. Like nigga, everything coming to Georgia. Like I don't like me. I don't care about the city no more. Like
Mm-hmm.
nigga, I'm cool. I want some land.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, pimp, let's go in and get some shit. And the nigga didn't want to do it, but then he done went and told some of his other homeboys to do it, and then he done forgot. Well, his homeboy didn't know where he got it from. His homeboy tried to include me on. I
Mm-hmm.
said, nigga, that was my motherfucking idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm like, that's why I don't talk to folks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, motherfucker, I can't share shit with you without you trying to do the shit without me. Like, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, like I say, once you show me who you are, nigga, I just ease the fuck off. I don't, man. I don't help so many niggas, made niggas millionaires and all kind of shit. Like, pimp, like, man, go on. Like, we sad, man. We sad. You know what I mean? We so worried about what somebody else got. Nigga, I ain't never gave a damn about what nobody got. If I can help you get something, if you cool with me and you doing something and I can help you, nigga, I'm good helping you. You don't owe me shit. Nigga, just appreciate it. That's all I ask. Nigga, appreciate it. You know what I mean? That's, hey, man. People don't realize you are here to be a blessing to somebody else. That's how you get blessed. When people understand your selfish behavior is why a lot of you go through a whole lot of shit.
Agree.
Yeah. Hey, man. The Bible says the love of money. It ain't money is the root of all evil. It said the love of money is the root of all evil.
I agree.
So, hey, man.
I agree. Right now, I'm not. I don't care too much about the material. Right now, I'm all about making memories.
That's it.
I'm just trying to travel.
I'm just trying to
travel and make memories. That's
it.
I work. I hustle my part-time jobs for it just so I can travel and make memories. I don't care about the Louis Vuitton. I don't care about having some $400 shoes on. I don't care.
When I tell people I done fucked up so much money, I done had so much material shit, gave away so much material shit, I don't care nothing about that shit.
Right.
I never have. I used to give Fred outfits. I'm talking about from shirt, pants, shoes, socks, goddamn watches, jewelry. Like, nigga, bro, I appreciate the nigga. Nigga, you can have this shit. Bro, nigga, I'm finna go get some more shit. Nigga, every time I go out of town, nigga, we in the mall. Nigga, I'm buying shit every time I go out of town, pal. I don't, nigga, man, you ain't wore this. Nigga, I don't care. Guess what? If we go get some more shit, I probably ain't gonna buy. Like, nigga, I don't enjoy my life, man. I done did more shit than I ever thought about doing.
That's what it's about.
Hey, man, that's why I don't have a care in the world now, man. I be chilling.
That's it. That's what I'm about. Just enjoying life.
Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy my people, man. Like, I had a ball at the McNair Walker, you know what I mean, reunion. I'm like,
and I was supposed to come, but what was I doing? I was probably running around for my mom and doing some other stuff, and I just lost track of time. I just did.
Like, I want to have one more party because I did get to celebrate the 50th. You know, when we turned 50, our shit was COVID. Goddamn, we didn't get to do shit.
To Miami. I caught COVID coming back, but I went to Miami for my 50th.
But I want to have a party, but I can't. Like, I know so many goddamn people. Like, I want to do a cookout. I want to have a Starline reunion. Like, everybody that done played for me. Like, that's probably them to 200 people. Or I want to do one for our class 8A for the 3 schools I went to, Briar Cliff, Gordon, and McNair. And then I want to do one for that Mark Trail, Tilson, just the 7th Avenue, just the whole little area. Just get everybody one good time. Nigga, let's get together, just talk about them all that times at Mark Trail.
There's so many
riding
people
up and down 2nd Avenue. Like,
it's crazy. There's so many people I really just be forgetting about, and then I see them. I might see them comment, or they might show up on Facebook, and people you may know. I'm like, dang, I forgot about so much of mine between 14 and 18. I had so much going on. So much is a blur.
Oh yeah.
Fighting, get kicked out of school, bouncing from school to school, all of that. It's just so many people that I forgot about. And then whenever I see them, sometimes I feel like that person looks so familiar. Like, well, we went to such and such. And I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So just let me know.
Yeah. Cause I know you know a whole lot of motherfuckers that I don't know. Hey man, like I just can't decide which one I want to do. Cause I know I'm gonna have a ball at either one of them motherfuckers.
Well, if you want to celebrate your birthday, you should have just went ahead and just invited
No, I
everybody.
don't want to do it this year because I ain't got time.
Yeah.
But next year I'm thinking about having one more big party. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I want to have a cookout during the day and have a
Okay,
comedy
so
show at night.
well, March. Well, I keep forgetting what they call it, Scott.
Nathan Scott.
Oh,
Nathan Scott. I still call that motherfucker Mark
it's
Trail.
still
So
March.
yeah.
So did they have the reunion at March Trail this year?
Going, yeah.
So what does it look like down there?
It look good. Yeah.
I hadn't been down.
You know, they
Yeah.
like people don't realize the creek in the back in the back fields down there below the bottom where you park at is one big field down now, but they don't remember they closed off the creek and all that shit. Like we used to run and jump that creek, and
Mm-hmm.
there used to be a path going from Mont Trail to the back side of the
Trail
street. What Paris? Yeah, Trailwood.
to March Trail. Yeah, that's the way that I
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
cut through
yeah.
sometimes ago.
They come up on Pinewood or something shit like that. Something. I think that was that little
Y'all
street.
would wherever y'all would go probably come up on Pinewood, but where we would cut off at it's a house right there in front of Trailwood.
Yeah.
And
Like they had like 3, 4
yeah,
different paths through. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
Cause we'll take a choice on which way we want to go back to the house.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So hey man, them days, man. Like Decatur used to be the shit, man. I don't care what
Well,
nobody
you
say.
know, Decatur's gonna. Matter of fact, I finally decided to change my jersey name from Fatal Fury. My jersey name is DK8TUR. I decided if I'm gonna put the finest on there because I ain't got there yet. But it's either gonna just be just Decatur or it's gonna say Decatur finest. But that's how I'm spelling Decatur.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be on my
Hey, man.
in 2 weeks.
You know, I've been representing that deck since before the shit was cool. I remember when I told ass on Comic View, Ricky smiled to me, y'all get up for Atlanta's on. I said, nigga, I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Decatur. The crowd was crazy.
That's it. Decatur way is greater.
And talk about them hemp days. The whole class of 87 football team was damn near rich. Like, hey man, there's a lot of shit went on in Decatur, man. We were quiet back then. Like Atlanta was always wild. The West Side was always wild.
Well, Atlanta was wild because Atlanta had all. I hate to say, Atlanta had all the projects. They had
Yeah.
we didn't have projects.
The whole West Side was projects.
They had
Even
water
apartments
homes,
around
funeral
them that
homes.
wouldn't consider projects was
Right.
just as goddamn crazy.
But when
You know what I
I
mean?
say I used to love to go to Atlanta. My cousins that
Oh
lived
yeah,
in
hell
Atlanta.
yeah.
It was exciting for me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was
I
exciting
told
for me.
them that, like, nigga, I had a different type fun when I goddamn go to Perry Homes or Four Seasons. Like, nigga, it's cool with y'all, but nigga, it's a different type fun over there.
Yeah,
Like,
because
nigga,
they had all the snacks.
wow, nigga. Oh yeah, they got candy ladies right there.
Right, right,
You know what I mean? We ain't gotta walk down the street or go in somebody's neighborhood. Nigga, that motherfucker right next door.
right, right. Totally different.
My cousin, they stayed in the Ponderosa in Perry Home and
Mhm.
goddamn the Horseshoe in Four Seasons. Like they right in the heart of both of them motherfuckers.
Mm.
I'm like, boy. But Decatur, hey man, I had a ball growing up. I had a motherfucking ball.
Mine was all right.
Man, I tell people all the time, I'm so glad I'm a 70s baby. Hey man, 70s was the last great decade, man. Shit started changing in the 80s.
Yeah, that's when crack came in.
Yeah, crack, Reaganomics.
Mm-hmm.
That's when shit started jumping sky high.
Mm-hmm.
Reaganomics. That's the first time we heard of inflation.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when the martyr bus was 15 cents. That shit went up to a quarter. These niggas lost their mind. Man, these crackers crazy.
No,
You throwing a quarter for
I
a
remember the
fucking martyr
payphone
bus.
was a dime.
Oh yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
we not gonna do this because I'm not gonna age myself like this. I'm not gonna sit up here and age myself.
But baby,
I already get here with
it's
ageism.
a it's a blessing to be our age.
It is. It
You
is.
know, I just started claiming my real age when I turned 50.
I've always claimed my age. I ain't never had a problem with that.
You know, I was 27 for ever since I was 27 up until I turned 50.
I ain't never had a problem with telling how old I was. I've always been proud of
Nah, that's just the mindset I always had. I don't know why I thought 27 was the perfect age. I don't know why. I just wanted that mindset. I wasn't never ashamed of my age.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like the people that really knew me, that shit, y'all already know. So, but like, didn't nobody know shit about me till I got on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
They thought I was 27 and my name was Black Boy. That's all they knew. Then when they started finding out my name, because when we first got on here, everybody started Tim English. Nigga, I went to school with you. Tim English, class
Well,
88, class 88.
so you saying your name today because
No, I'm saying I've been saying it now because shit, it don't matter.
I be forgetting it. I slip up real quick.
Yeah, I mean, but you gonna always tell everybody my name. Shay gonna always tell everybody my name. Hey man, just like Dirty South, the comedian, she gonna tell everybody I'm from Monroe. That nigga from Monroe, he ain't from Decatur. I don't know why he always talk about he from. I said Dirty South. I was born in Monroe, but when I got out the hospital, they brought me straight to Atlanta, baby. I never stayed in Monroe. But yes, on the back of my birth certificate, it's Walton County General.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I moved to Decatur when I was a year old.
Oh,
I'm telling you, I see Sales Avenue on my birth certificate. Hey, hold on, Sales Avenue. What the hell, Sales Avenue at? And me and my daddy just so happened to be riding by Sales Avenue that day, and he was like, "Man, Sales Avenue right now." I'm like, "Hell no!" Hey,
well, most people didn't know I was from Fourth Ward. Everybody always called me Mr. Cater.
Oh yeah. Hey, man.
Well, babe, I gotta get up out of here.
Yeah, man. I don't stop having them 3 and 4 hour shows. So I'm like,
yeah, that's what when me and Kim were in the process of revamping our show, and we definitely have decided it's gonna be anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. That's gonna be it.
Hour, no longer than an hour and a half.
Whatever it is, we can carry it over to the next show. Save something later.
Well, hey, I appreciate you hanging out with me, man. You ran off and left, man. You ain't talked to me in a minute. You know.
I've been chilling. I've been chilling.
Everybody talking about we got great chemistry. Somebody I asked tonight, oh, we're a couple.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, it's on the chat.
I can't even see the chat. Where the hell did it come from? Where the hell did it come from?
I don't know, Shawty.
Who the heck asked that? Anybody that know us?
Somebody foreign, because they asked me further asked if we in the United States. Then they say, "Oh, y'all a couple."
Oh yeah, it must be somebody foreign. They don't know better. Yeah, they don't know. If we was a couple, it seemed like we would be in the same room.
Yeah, hey man. People don't think so.
Well, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Oh yeah, Shawty, just let me know when. You know me. It's always a pleasure.
I done rolled up in here. I ain't got no lashes, no brows, no nothing.
Yeah, you put that thug goddamn cap on and came on with it.
I sure did. Fresh out the shower, I sure did.
Well, look here, man. Go on to get you some rest, Shawty. And shit, whatever you want to, hit me. We'll do it.
All right. I'll holler at you.
All right, baby.
Thank you for having me on here.
Anytime, Shawty.
Talk to y'all later.
Oh man, y'all know it's always a pleasure when me and Miss Chloe get together, man. That's been my partner, man, for a long ass time, man. See, I met Chloe, I think at 84. So what that is, that in 40 years, 38 years. And it's good to have good, genuine people in your life, man. And when you're a good person, you hold on to some friends. You know what I mean? I got a lot of 40-year relationship. Shit, I think I've been knowing Charles in the third grade. Hell, shit, that's what, 40, 45, 46 years. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, it was a pleasure hanging out. I know this wasn't the typical man cave, but I appreciate y'all hanging out. with us tonight. I appreciate Chloe hanging out with me tonight. But hey man, I'm not gonna keep y'all up. Go on and get you some rest, get your day started tomorrow, get you plenty of rest, man. Get out and exercise, man. I'm going walking early in the morning, probably about 8. I'll probably be down. I'll be back in the cab county. I'll be back at Georgia State down at Pantherville tomorrow. Y'all be easy.